Hi, I'm GAMERFITNATION'S Antwand Pearman, also known as BlackBible. I'm coming to you to talk about the lack of backwards compatibility in the new consoles. There's a new Xbox coming out as well as a PS3, and it doesn't seem like backwards compatibility will be a feature. I attended the PlayStation announcement, and what I found interesting is right after it, I met up with a couple of colleagues and we were talking about, what we like and everything and our excitement. It was funny because everybody was very excited about what the PS4 was bringing to the table. The issue was that it was kind of brought up, like the fact that there was no mention of backwards compatibility, and a lot of talk is that it won't have it. I mean, there's a rumor that Xbox won't have backwards compatibility, and it kind of disenfranchises a lot of people in the sense of, for game consumers who invested in the PS3, you're losing a lot of great content, and for those developers who already made commitments. For example, huge developers and publishers like Activision, EA, and Ubisoft will be able to produce. I mean, they're already producing titles for the next gen. We know, but what about the lower independent developers, the ones who really are not ready to produce or have committed to a game for the current gen, and as soon as the new gen comes out, they might lose sales on their titles due to the fact that some people are actually waiting for the next consoles to make their purchases. There are some people without consoles who said, "Well, why get a PS3 when I can just wait for the PS4? Or why get the new Xbox when I can just wait for the new Xbox?" And then there's some people who already have consoles who are going to be making the switch over. Now, not to say that they will get rid of their current gen consoles, but it's to say that maybe some will. I think that will be a small percentage, but at the same time, you have created a library of games on this gen. And for you to not be able to take that library and apply it to the new one will kind of, it kind of hurts in the sense that you invested a lot of money. I mean, I bet you look at, for you gamers who collect a lot of games, you look at your wall and you're like, I got thousands of dollars worth of games. And now, other than, sell them on eBay, if you move to the next gen and they stop developing for it, the only thing you could do is keep your current console and play it. And then, or, have two consoles. And, if you're like a guy like me, you already have 3 consoles of the current gen. Plus, imagine if you want the next gen, you're going to have, 3 more consoles? So you're going to have 6 consoles set up. So you'll be able to play backwards and forwards. And I think that's bad. What I propose is something I said to the guys, but I feel that, okay, maybe I could also play devil's advocate. I can understand why, they wouldn't want backwards compatibility, because they want you to play new games. Most times when launch titles come out, they don't have a good lineup. If you look at the history, almost every launch as a recent had about 1 or 2 good games, and then the users, consumers like yourself and I, we complain because we're like, well, damn, we got a new console, but there's nothing out. And then, sometimes when they do let out games, they're bad. We get all hyped. Let's take PlayStation 3 when PlayStation 3 finally let out Lair and Haze. Big disappointments, What I propose is limited backwards compatibility. Like, let's not go as far back as the beginning of PlayStation, the beginning of Xbox, as far as game titles. Let's say that in the past couple of years, let's go that far back. This year, last year, the games or heavy-hitting titles, those games should be carried over in some way or capacity, where it be, a purchase code or something like that, or a program where, you can take the information, or, you can basically plug in your PS3 and, send those games over, or something that can track the fact that you actually own the game. Or they can create, this one might not be popular with gamers, but maybe each system could create a premium service that says, okay, if you buy this service, you also have the ability to do backwards compatibility, do digital. Because I'm pretty sure that their systems can read what games you own and stuff like that. And either way, they'll end up trying to make you buy online pass. I feel like there's an answer to the solution of backwards compatibility can work. My thing is I don't like the fact that I can't go back. I can understand not going back to the PlayStation 2 era because they're doing stuff like doing digital downloads and all that stuff like that, whatever. But the PS3 era is too close to this era. A lot of people are still invested. There's still games coming out this year. There'll still be games coming out next year after the console's release. And then what? We have to wait for the PS4 versions or whatever, or we have to, especially with the smaller developers. I mean, these guys have limited budgets. They can only work on what they can work on. And I don't feel that, if they invested so much into developing something for the PS3, and of course, with small developers, they're not sure it's going to sell well. So, how does that work out for them? Digital seems like it's going to be a big thing in the new consoles, digital downloads, and I'm all for it. Especially when they talk about ways to stream and everything. And see, the thing is, just in case you guys mentioned, backwards compatibility through like programs like Gaikai and stuff like that, you have to think about like this. Okay, yeah, I could play my old school games and whatnot, and that's cool, but am I paying to play for them? Yeah, am I going to have to repurchase them at full or close to full price? And that's not cool. Because you already purchased them at full price. Now I have to repurchase them at, close to full price. Like I said, if they added it to a service where it's like, okay, you have PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Plus, and okay, bam, it's a message pops up and says, we've read read your program or read your system or read your memory, your hard drive, and it says that you own these titles. Would you like to switch? Bring them over. Yes. Anyway, I believe to not have backwards compatibility in the next gen is stupid. Stupid for a lot of reasons, but stupid in the sense that I want the new console. I'm going to get the new console, but at the same time, I can't have 6-7 systems sitting on my desk. All right, and for the average man, that's a lot of electricity running through your house. These systems aren't really power savers, all right? I didn't hear any mention of we will conserve energy for you in any of the conferences. So, you have an HD TV, you have a whole bunch of systems plugged up, then they'll get overheated. So you might want to buy the fans with them, which will also be its own kind of power source. And then, you got friends and all that stuff. It's much. So, I don't know. I would like to hear your thoughts on this subject. I'm not, this is all within the realm of rumor and speculation. These are my thoughts. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that backwards compatibility is... one more thing. I don't know. I was holding these games. I meant to make a point with them. There is another reason why backwards compatibility is important. What about games like this? Don't know if you can see it. Zone of the Enders HD Collection. You buy an HD Collection. You invested in the HD Collection for a reason. Your reason was that you wanted to play the PS2 version of the game in today's gen. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you wanted to do. So now you're saying that, okay, I invested in Zone of the Enders HD Collection, and what? It's worthless? You know what I mean? Like, that's my point. To say that, okay, now what happens to this game? I have to keep extra systems on lock? Do I have to? Why can't I just invest in a new system that can give me everything? Think about it. On a side note, completely off the subject, just last and not least thing. We said weeks ago, before anybody reported, if I'm correct, that the PlayStation 4 will be dropping this year. I made a video. I said, yo, why it would drop? Due to the fact that Grego Report broke it down and everything, and all that. So I want a little pat on the back from the community. You know, it doesn't have to be big. Just give me a pat on the back. Damn. You know, we did say it first. We were right. You know what I mean? Before you go to the big, huge mega sites, at least give us a pat on the back. All right? Damn. I'm GAMERFITNATION'S BlackBible, also known as Antwand Pearman. Let me know what you think.